On Tuesday, New Hampshire will be holding the first in the nation primary. President Trump, of course, widely expected to win the Republican primary with overwhelming support, but all eyes are on the Democrats to get a more clear picture of who will face off against the president in November. I do now want to bring in Executive Director of the Faith and Freedom Coalition, Timothy Head, to talk more about New Hampshire. Hi, Tim. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Thanks so much for having me. Good morning.
Following the botched caucuses in Iowa last week, how important is New Hampshire to predict who might take on President Trump in the general election?
Well, clearly, this is the latest in the ongoing slog throughout this the first part of this year, and New Hampshire definitely is going to tell us a lot. Iowa should have told us a lot, but because of the delayed results, we were all kind of left wanting a little bit tonight, and then certainly Nevada next week is going to give us a much clearer picture.
President Trump will be rallying voters in the Granite State tonight. Can we expect to hear him tout his record with evangelicals at that event?
Well, he certainly does not run from his record to the faith vote. So life and matters related to family, religious liberty are part and parcel of his message. But in a place like New Hampshire, I would expect him probably to emphasize security, to emphasize the economy itself, and to emphasize, frankly, just at this point, the kind of do-nothing Congress that he's having to work with. I think those will be the focal points tonight.
Tim, when we look at the broader election, the evangelical vote is, of course, one key demographic that candidates will be vying for come November. Why does the Trump-Pence ticket appeal more to the core values of that base than, say, a Democrat candidate?
Well, good question. I think, first of all, early on, President Trump and then candidate Trump realized something that a lot of people were kind of later in recognizing. At this point, almost 37% of the entire electorate are self-identified conservative Christian or conservative evangelical voters. And so he knows that makes up in 37 the entire electorate, over half of the Republicans. That's not the way raised.
And how vital do you think that evangelical support will be in helping President Trump secure a second term in November? You talk about how big that voter base is. So what is the importance there when we're looking ahead at the general election?
The key at this point is, overwhelming the president is his approval ratings among evangelicals range between 85 and 88% favorable. People really are appreciating and approving of the job that he's doing. The question is can he keep up the pace? He's been, frankly, you've heard him talk before about being tired of winning. They're really the main danger at this point is just complacency or lethargy. But we see no signs of that yet in any of the evangelical or faithful Catholic votes. So I think that Trump is poised to perform well and will continue to deliver for this constituency.
All right. Timothy Head, the Executive Director of the Faith and Freedom Coalition, joining us to talk about the New Hampshire primary and looking ahead to the general election, the evangelical vote, and support for President Trump. Thanks so much for joining us today, Tim.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube. And call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.